Welcome to Tech Fever, Play Everything's weekly tech podcast right here on youtube.com/play everything, where we talk about everything in the tech world, everything from smart home to home theater to AI and robots. Alongside me today, as always, is my co-host and counterpart, Kevin Coello.
What's up, dude? I think you spoke a little bit too early, just a heads up.
I mean, should we redo it?
No, I think it's fine. I think next time maybe just hold it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think I got there. I was looking. I think I got there.
Yeah?
I'm still adjusting to this whole podcast from home and doing it through Discord and all that nonsense. So still an adjustment period for me. Come a far way from the first.
Yeah. No,
one.
Definitely. We were building out our second setup with the browser and a little fun stuff to do. Always fun to set these OBS stuff up.
Yeah, it is. It is time consuming too. God, so much time gone.
Yeah.
But how are you doing? We missed last week because the internet I have, Sonic, which is phenomenal internet, but when they originally set it up for us, we got bad modem. So I literally couldn't connect at all last week. So that show fell through. But we're here.
I want to live that life. I honestly, it's one of those things that's like, man, that's sad. I can't even imagine no internet. I wouldn't be able to function. The other day I had no internet for an hour and a half, having a panic attack.
Yeah, what do you do? Can't even turn on your lights?
Yeah, right? You got to go back to the flip switches?
Yeah, touching those. But no, honestly, fiber optics is one of the best decisions I think I've ever made in terms of switching to the internet. Not everybody has it, but if you're able to get it, look into it. It's really, really worth it, and it's not that expensive. At least here.
Here. I mean, it's for I've done a lot of research on the prices of internet speeds because the studio, we're always trying to get the most the fastest internet for the best price. Yeah. And it unfortunately the areas that the Kind of Funny studio has been and will be going do not have good options. Essentially, all we can have is I think 1 gig down, which is cool, but we don't need that. We need up, and for up the highest we can get is 40 megabits up. And it's
upsetting.
It's devastating. But anyways, looking into it, Sonic's prices were up there at the top.
Yeah.
Or at the bottom.
Yeah. I don't know. The top of the bottom.
Were the best. Yeah.
They were the top of the bottom prices.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I mean, I don't know if you have anything else to talk about right now, but I mean, we can talk some tech. You want to talk some tech?
Oh man, hit me with that news.
I am ready to hit you with news. Now, this first story, I'm not very excited about. That's an overstatement. Sonos is finally coming out with a new play bar. They haven't updated their play bar in quite some time. This is a story from The Verge that I got playing right now. So Sonos is finally making its long-awaited push into Dolby Atmos home theater audio. That effort starts with the new $799 Arc, a premium soundbar that replaces the play bar in Sonos's product lineup, the oddball play-based speaker. So the oddball play-based speaker designed to fit underneath the TVs, I don't know if you've seen this thing, it's like a flat, stupid-looking thing, is also being discontinued today as Sonos simplifies your options to the Arc and Beam. It isn't the cheapest at $800, and it's $100 more expensive than the original play bar, but Sonos claims that the Arc sets a new standard for the soundbar category, as they all do. It will be released June 10th, and will be only work with the new Sonos S2 app that launches on iOS, Android, Windows, and Mac early this month. The Arc 3rd generation sub and Sonos 5 are the first products built on the company's S2 platform, which will allow a higher fidelity audio, as evidenced here by Atmos, improved security, and new features that Sonos isn't ready to talk about yet.
That's interesting.
My
question is, does it actually have Arc pass-through, or does it utilize Arc?
Yes, so it does have HDMI Arc on it, which is...
It would be really dumb if it didn't, so that makes a lot of sense.
Well, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do things like Atmos without it, which is interesting because something
now, really quick, just to go over it, because I'm not super well-informed with sound stuff. I mean, I'm fine. But Arc is HDMI audio, right? Where it can do...
audio return channel. So it's actually eARC now, which is the newer one. So it's enhanced audio return channel.
So that's how many channels do you know? Have any idea how many channels that does?
Yeah, sorry. To get into the article a little bit more, it is standalone. It is a 5.1 with the sound. Wait,
No, sorry.
sorry.
I meant the eArc or whatever it is.
What do you mean? How many channels is it?
Because isn't that a big thing? It can send over way more channels than your standard SPDIF. What's that SPDIF called? The Toslink cable.
The bigger one is going to be that higher. You're getting higher fidelity audio. I don't know if because there are soundbars that don't use eArc that have like 7.1.4. So it's not necessarily the channels that you're getting, but
a lot of those times aren't those bullshit or.
Yeah, they're bullshit. But it's still a soundbar. It's gonna be bullshit regardless.
That's
like
true.
There's no way that
you're
it's
not doing audio magic, And
something like magic is a word for it.
Yeah, well, we talked about it last show, which was 2 weeks ago. That it is better than your TV, so that is a step up. So you don't necessarily have to make the jump because it's a substantial jump when it comes to buying, a sound system.
No, absolutely. And Sonos actually sounds pretty decent. I definitely like them better than Bose. And it's interesting that they went with the Atmos approach. So standalone, the bar is a 5.0.2. So it has two side firing. Oh, I can actually probably get this up. I'm very, very happy that they went with the Atmos because I feel like that makes it so Atmos kind of it kind of already is the standard for cool audio, but there is also DTX. Yeah, right? DTX and then DTSX.
So cool.
Yeah, so that's the sound. They made it longer because obviously TVs are getting bigger. So if you want something that's more compact, you go with the Beam. It has this guy right here, which, like I said, two side firing. And then it has your left, your right, your center, and then your Atmos toppers. I'm interested to see how it sounds. Now, the reason I bring up why it's interesting to me is because Bowers and Wilkins, which is a premium audio company, they decided to not do the HDMI to make their soundbars last longer, right? Which is one of the reasons why the original Sonos Playbar lasted so long is because it was only optical, which obviously you miss out on some things on optical, but
but I feel like with optical, it's one of those interesting things. Well, I've been doing research on stuff. It sounds like optical is actually not it's comparable to RCA.
I mean, optical has been around forever.
But it's not it's revolutionary. It's not that great.
Yeah. And especially and that's another thing that they announced, right, is they're doing a new app. So it's a completely new app that they're going to be running everything on, which is kind of annoying, especially if you have their old stuff, which I have to look into if you're able to actually use their incorporate the stuff, which I can't imagine you can't do that because that would be infuriating to be able to not use your old stuff on the new app. It's $800 is pretty steep, but again, they went the way of Dolby Atmos where Bose didn't go the way of Atmos. Bose kind of stick with their traditional look.
I feel like for a premium soundbar, that's not that bad, right? Don't they go up to $1,200-$1,500 sometimes?
$1,500, but they also get the sub. So the sub itself is also $700. So
that is an expensive goddamn sub.
You're at 15 already, and that's that would be a 7.1. So, and then again, the rear speakers aren't that great either. So, but again, for that, if you're just looking to do the bar, basically, if it's not Dolby Atmos content, the Dolby Atmos upward firing ones will actually send the lower frequencies, almost like a subwoofer. So
that's cool.
Almost don't 100% need a subwoofer. I mean, I recommend always getting one, but again, some people just want to do the bar. You'd be fine.
Yeah, you want to shake your house a little bit whenever possible.
I
mean, I remember when Tim got his subwoofer for his car. It was holy shit! It was a totally different experience listening to music of that damn thing.
So that's cool. Like I said, it's been I think 2013 was the last time that they updated or they brought the play bar out. So it was a long time coming. They did a lot more than Bose did when they when Bose kind of updated their sound bar. So that's nice that at least it's something new and kind of innovative. and then you have the beam there if you want something smaller and more compact. So very cool news today. It wasn't when I wrote the news, it was a rumor, and then it was actually announced today. So cool stuff coming from Sonos.
Did you see anywhere the connections? Like, does it have optical in? It doesn't look like it. Looks like it just has USB and
I think USB for an updating port.
Yeah,
and then HDMI.
There's no way that's not
Or
Wi-Fi
e-arc.
updates.
No, it is, but sometimes if you need to update it like manually,
yeah,
you can. Like if it's like broken,
why
and then you need to manually update it.
Just stick an optical cable on there, or an optical port?
Why would you want an optical port though? Like that was the whole point of this thing.
But I know, I understand, but like future proofing or backwards proofing, past proofing, where it's like that technology will still be used no matter what because it's in devices, the legacy devices.
But then at that point, you can't even use the Atmos on the bar. So at that point, you're screwed. You're upgrading the bar, and that's the issue with the Atmos bars. Is like if you do want to run it through optical, you're not going to use the Atmos.
No, but I'm saying incorporate both.
Yeah, but let's say it does go out of style, right? And you still want to keep the soundbar, and you want to just do it through optical. You still don't get to use half your soundbar in a lot of the capabilities that it can do.
No, yeah, but like you would imagine that you still have your, Blu-ray player with Atmos, and you've got your Atmos discs that you can put on there and switch the input source. And when you want to watch an Atmos movie,
with like the older stuff, I mean, interesting. I mean, everybody's cutting on the optical port now. I mean, you have like
PlayStation did it first, man.
Yeah, PlayStation did it
with
first.
Slim, which broke my heart because that's actually one of the ways we incorporate it into our streams.
Yeah, I mean, you just get a pro like an adult.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. That's what we did. We're just like, well, fuck the Slims.
So yeah, cutting corners, I assume, to make it not, $900. I guess an optical port would cost an extra $100, but who knows? Speaking of cool things,
white too. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so it comes in black and white as well. Sorry, I don't know if I got into all the details.
Looks like it's just a photoshopped image where it doesn't look real.
They all kind of look photoshopped at this point. Like I haven't seen like a real one. It all kind of looks like the staged photos that they use for like marketing.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So you sent me this article. This is actually really neat. I think it's I don't know how.
Yeah, this is some crazy idea where it's like, this is useful.
Sure, 1 watt though. Okay, so NFC can now be used for wireless charging up to 1 watt.
Sorry, let you keep going before.
So wireless charging is great, but the large coil. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have actually copied all the editorializing. So basically, you can do NFC wireless charging now. I should have editorialized this myself.
It's fine. Let's just break this down for a moment. So they've just made it so you can use NFC for wireless charging. That, to me, is insane.
It is crazy that you're able to do it.
Because NFC right now is used for passing small amounts of information quickly, right? So you've got your credit card information on there, you tap it, boom, you're in, right? You can transfer contacts through that stuff too. And now they somehow were able to be like, oh, hey, this could work as a wireless charger. Yeah, it's 1 watt, but like that's not like I still have plugs on I have a little USB box that has 4 USB slots, and one of them is 1 watt, and I use that to plug my headphones in and charge it. And like overnight, it's no problem. I don't even think like the batteries on the headphones is not huge.
Yeah,
and
that's actually the picture that they used was a Samsung Galaxy Buds. But yeah, the same technology that you use for mobile payments is now technically is capable of transmitting and receiving power. The NFC Forum recently approved a new wireless charging specification for powering small battery powered consumer and IoT devices. The new standard doesn't require an additional antenna for power transfer, which could keep costs down. There's no major catch. The standard can only transfer up to 1 watt of power, a far cry from the 30 watts plus that usually you get with wireless charging docks.
Oh shit, okay, well I was way off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 1 amp is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's quite different. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so it's way weaker than but again, I wonder how long. Do they say how long it takes?
No. So this is really the end of the article.
Yeah.
So I mean, at 1 watt, I can't imagine you get a ton of battery off that. But I mean, if you're in an office job, right, and you don't have, I mean, I guess that makes no sense because you can just plug it in. I don't know what you would use this for, to be honest, but it is cool that something that obviously wasn't meant for it.
Driving somewhere, you have like an hour drive. You got your phone connected to Bluetooth, and you're like, "Oh, you know what? I didn't charge my headphones last night. I'm gonna put my phone down right there, turn the NFC thing on, put my little guy on top of it, and by the time I get to wherever I'm going, I'm gonna have a little bit of charge in there."
You said you're driving?
Yeah.
Why don't you just plug it in?
Well, I didn't have the cable with me because I have that set up at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Only one cable. One cable Kev is what they call you.
Well, in my car at all times, I've got a lightning cable and a USB Type-C. Mm-hmm. The problem is my current headphones, which the Jabra...
Micro USB. Bullshit.
Yeah, micro USB.
Terrible.
Although the Google Buds 2 have Type-C, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Isn't it exciting we're moving away from micro USB?
Ah, God. I'm so excited that like both standard cables, the Lightning and the USB Type-C, are reversible. Doesn't matter if you flip it, either way.
Yeah, either way.
Still charges
one way. Fine. They're so much faster than like micro USB. And on top of that, I hated remember USB Mini and then how like just it completely wiped out. You can't even find the cables now. Now it's getting to the point to where micro USB you can't even find the cables.
Man, I have thousands of those cables.
So many. I was doing organization on the studio because I redid all this and I was zip tying all my cables like for extra like to store. I have at least 25 different variations of the micro USB.
I'm very excited to get to the point where I'm sitting down and organizing all my cables. I cannot freaking wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Too much. So many HDMIs and so many just so many. Like, and some of them are this long, you know, like,
I love those, dude. Those are the best, especially if you've got a PlayStation VR. Because, like, that's suddenly one less thing you have to manage, those wires. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what are you going to do with, like, an inch?
Well, first of all, you don't have an HDMI cable that's an inch. The shortest ones they make are 6 inches.
No, it's, like, that big. Swear to God.
Fuck, bring it out, dude. Yeah, okay, suddenly that's 6 inches.
That's not 6 inches. That's maybe 6. Bro. That's what you tell people 6 inches are.
Yeah, we're pretty big in my hand. That's what I'm saying. The 6-inch one is ideal for plugging in from the PS4 into the PSVR little dock.
Yeah.
That's all I need. 6 inches because it sits right on top of it. You know?
I keep telling yourself that, but there's definitely smaller than 6 inches.
Just
I'm telling you. HP new Omen. So I kind of added this just because people hate the Omens and they had so many issues. I remember during the holidays, it was again, I work in retail. They had to recall. We had this huge pallet of HP Omens and they were all disasters. Like they had to recall them just because
what was like the main issue?
They weren't working properly, and I know they had like hard drive issues as well, which could be dangerous because you can light your house on fire. So yeah, they recalled like all of them, and then when they brought them back, they're just like kind of janky and like didn't work that well. So they're making another attempt at it. HP has debated a fresh lineup of Omen desktops, the 25L and the 30L, with improved specs and a clean new design that ditches the edgy gamer aesthetic for something a little more refined compared to HP's older Omen desktop designs. Particular one we'll refer to as the Death Cube. The new design is far less diverse and a lot more elegant. It got rid of a lot of the flashy old logo with a simplified new look of the chassis. Sure, you can set the LEDs display to whatever color you like, obviously. Chassis. You say that, chassis?
Chassis? I don't know.
Anyway, the lineup starts
real quick. The shortest HDMI I can find on Amazon right now is a foot. So you look really dumb.
That's not true.
I'm just saying it's Amazon, so you tell me, man.
A foot, that's 12 inches, so that even goes against what you're saying.
I know. So I can definitely find you a 6-inch one. I'm just saying right now.
Oh, you just said you can only find 12
okay,
feet.
All right, so I just found a 7-inch one.
What a weird. Who does 7 inches?
Again, it has a purpose.
I know, but like, why not 6?
Perfectly.
7's such a weird anyway.
I bet you it's like a length thing where they calculated that if they like the giant roll of like whatever wire they use, 7 inches is like the ideal spot to make like X amount.
Anything work? Anything pretty standard? Could be. Again, I definitely have smaller.
Oh, there we go. 6 inches. Monoprice. Black.
Type in 4 inches. Type in 4 inches.
No, I'm doing it. I'm typing it in.
Getting back to the story real quick while you're looking that up. The lineup starts at $899 with the HP Omen 25L. By the way, the naming's dumb. They did it because that's how many, like how much you can hold in them, like in liters.
Yeah, what a dumb naming scheme.
It's so dumb.
It'll be fun. How many liters you can fit in this? We don't even use liters as standard here.
I know, but isn't HP an American company?
I have no idea.
That
sounds right. Yeah. Hewlett Packard. Yeah. Silicon Valley, baby.
Those specs include the Intel Core i5 10400 and the AMD Ryzen 5 3500 processors to start. For graphics, it uses the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 and the AMD Radeon RX 5500. The machine has 8 gigabytes of HyperX Fury DDR4 RAM and 256 gigabyte WD Black M2 SSD and 500 watt cooler Master Bronze power supply. Again, that's the base one, and then obviously you can go up in specs as you go, but these are going to be the only two that they're going to be doing. Off the bat, the starter one is a little bit underpowered. Obviously, as you go higher, you get better specs, but the higher one retails for $1,200. So obviously, even on that one, you're not getting anything too crazy. Like you would on like an iBuyPower or a MSI. So take that as you will.
Say it looks cool. They did a good job designing it looking cool. That like weird cube on the side, the little rhombus.
Here, let me pull it up. I'll pull it up for the.
Looks pretty rad with the LED lit fan. I don't hate it. The specs or whatever, and it's
as long as it looks cool.
Whenever possible, build your own PC, do the research necessary, and it's going to be cheaper.
Look, I'm not going to hate on pre-builds. I have a pre-build.
I'm not hating on pre-builds. All I'm saying is you will save money if you do it yourself, and it's nowhere near as hard as you think it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I actually got Sean here in the studio. He's actually starting to build his PC. Oh, excuse me.
That's great.
PC. Great. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp on the mic. I know how you hate it.
Yeah, I didn't actually hear it, so I didn't even know you burped. Now I'm mad at you.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's really to me, quick. I have a brief update here on
update USB update.
No, HDMI.
Oh,
HDMI.
What? We're doing USB.
No, we were talking HDMI cable.
No. Micro USB. That was the whole thing.
You can get a micro USB that's 4 inches. You can get one that's tiny.
We were talking about micro USB the entire time.
No, we switched off to HDMI cables. That's why I kept talking PSVR. Although the PSVR also requires a micro USB cable, which I do have I think that one is a 6-inch one as well.
We were talking. You even said micro USB. Somebody go back and clip this. Comment down below. Kevin, I said micro USB, and you're like, yeah, micro USB. You could get it for, you can only get it 6 inches.
No, you're crazy. You misunderstood. Stupid. I hope they clip it out, and I hope they get you good.
I won't. Or they won't. Shoot, I'll clip it out myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what was your update?
No, it was on the HDMI. The shortest one I could find was 6 inches.
Well, they sell 1.5 at... Oh, wait, no, it's foot. Never mind.
Yeah, that's right. You sound so dumb right now. All right.
Samsung and LG warn of the worst financial impact of COVID-19 is still to come. Samsung and LG just reported their first quarter results for the 3-month period ending March, with earnings likely largely unaffected by the COVID-19 pandemic. However, both companies warn that the impact will be felt over the current quarter ending in June. Namely, Samsung and LG expect customers to cut back significantly on TV and smartphone purchases. In Q1, Samsung's net profit was down slightly compared to the same quarter last year, but revenue was up 5.6% overall thanks to the strong demand for its server and mobile components. The company said that Some of its consumers are restocking on chip supplies because supply uncertainty. Reuters noted mobile profitability was up, although shipments were down. Meanwhile, LG's net profit rose 88% compared to the same time last quarter. So they kind of get into this a little bit more. Obviously, we're in the new TV time. This is when the new TVs start rolling out. I'm already seeing the CXs and the GXs and the TUs from Samsung come out. They're preparing for impact, basically saying that this is greatly gonna that TV profits are gonna decline significantly.
It makes a lot of sense. A lot of people don't, have jobs right now.
Yes, yes and no, because at the same time, I like Best Buy is super busy. And again, this is anecdotal, but Best Buy is super busy at the moment. There are still people coming in buying, the OLEDs. I saw someone buying 8K today. So that's still going on.
Sure.
Now, with their model that they're doing right now with retailers being closed, I don't know how much of that is gonna
I really think that the issue will come when people have gotten their jobs back and are starting to try to build a savings, and I think that there's this whole dilemma is going to have a long tail, and I think that that's exactly what they're trying to prep people for. Where it's like these numbers aren't from now; these are numbers from 2 to 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, right before all this really
before all the madness, exactly. So it's like, hey, it's not like I think that we're going to see a big decline with so many companies in the next 3 months.
Well, especially once everything's lifted, right? Because people are at home now and they're like, oh, we need to upgrade our TV.
But what I'm saying is once we get next quarter's quarterly reports.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be way down.
It's going to be way down. And that's what they're trying to get people ready for.
Yeah.
Because what they're afraid of is they report that and their numbers are fucking bottomed out and everyone going and selling the stock and the stock market having a crazy crash. Which potentially can happen.
I know there's so many scary aspects to this, but I would be interested to see what they lose on TVs if they make up on computers and monitors.
That's interesting, but I feel like TVs are so much more expensive for the most part, with the exception of monitors that
ultra wide, QLED, 1500.
I don't feel like your average person is spending $1,300 on a monitor.
Yeah, but the amount that they're going though is so high. I don't know. It's just a little thought exercise out there for the.
But what I'm saying is your average TV price, I have to assume, is somewhere around, because the expensive ones are so expensive and people actually go and buy those. It must be somewhere around $1,200 a sale, right?
Yeah, so I could just get again anecdotal evidence, but from. My team at the place where I work, average selling price is $600.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine monitor prices are way lower.
Yeah, I'm sure you, 500, 300.
For average, or is the you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would be interested to see what the actual average monitor price would be, because obviously that's skewed. There's still people that buy the more expensive OLEDs, things like that, but there's a lot more people who buy TVs that are in the $600 range than they do in the $1,500 range.
Right.
But again, interesting thought exercise. They're just preparing their investors right now. I thought it's interesting that they're now prepping, hey, when these numbers come out, don't pull out your stocks because we still need to run and be a business.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting because, sorry, my camera got all messed up because I moved it.
You're good. Now, anything else to say on this one?
Yeah, I mean, keep an eye on stuff. If you've got money saved, in the next 4 months, probably a good time to buy stocks because they're probably going to take a substantial dip, and that shit's not going to last forever. The economy is going to recover eventually.
Yeah, these companies are going to get their money either way.
Yeah. So, use that Robinhood kind of funny code.
Hey. I don't know if you've covered this next story.
We have.
Okay, so
we have indeed.
I could skip it. I just thought there was an interesting. Okay, so
you can throw it out there. I don't care either way.
This was an interesting conversation just because going into digital and more in the tech side of this, right? But AMC theaters will no longer play Universal movies after Trolls World Tour's on-demand success. AMC theaters will no longer play Universal films effective immediately after unacceptable comments were made by...
That's a funny thing to say really quick. Effective immediately, it's like, all right, well, AMC isn't playing any fucking movies right now. You know what I mean?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Comments were made from NBC Universal's CEO Jeff Shell on its decision to bypass traditional theoretical release of Trolls World Tour and made it digital exclusive. According to Hollywood Reporter, in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Jeff Shell noted that Trolls World Tour succeeded their expectations, pulling nearly in $100 million in revenue through digital sales alone and more than 5 million copies sold. As a result, Shell noted that as soon as theaters reopen, we expect to release movies on both formats, meaning that's the unacceptable. That's it was just crazy.
It's cool that like they don't seem to be upset that they did release the movies in home stuff because Corona, they seem to be giving that the pass. But it is where it's like, hey, that's where we're drawing the line, you sons of bitches.
Yeah,
you will not be doing this shit afterwards, and I understand that. That makes total sense.
Would you? That's their business model. But
I know so many people that don't like going to the theaters. I personally love it, obviously. But I know a lot of people that would prefer to watch it from home, even at a premium cost.
Yeah, which is interesting. They're going for like $20, right? The movies, do you know?
I think it's 24, maybe $20 to rent.
That's not crazy.
No, it's not crazy. Well, I mean, it's depends on when you go to the theaters and where. Some movie theaters, like matinees, are like $12.
Well, if you think about it, you get a bunch of people to chip in. 24 is a lot cheaper than,
Sure, but then you have to go and hang out together,
You can't. No more than 5.
Well, I mean, right now, but like afterwards, like, can you imagine you have 5 people coming over to this futon over here trying to watch my 65? I mean, it's small enough.
They wouldn't go there. They'd go to Tim's.
Yeah, of course.
Meaning some movies will continue with the theoretical, I can't say theater releases, while others would go digital to digital retailers or possibly land on NBC's Universal new streaming service, Peacock, which nobody will watch. All those movies will bomb.
Peacock coming out now soon, very soon, the end of this month is like the best thing. They should try to push to come out sooner.
They missed their window, man. They missed their window. If they would have came out like earlier on, like Disney Plus came out at a good time because it was like they got that good holiday hype, and then it went into this.
Now with all the kids not having shit to do.
Yeah, man, I'm sure. That's not to get too much into it, but that was the unacceptable comment, right, that he was talking about. And then Universal has something like Fast and Furious 9 coming out. Like, how's that going to affect it? But the interesting part of this is theaters are dead.
Affect us personally.
Yeah, well, theaters are dead at this point, in my opinion. Whereas, this is the first domino falling. Everything's going to go. I don't know if
theaters are dead. Chill out, all right? Chill out.
What do you think they're going to go? He's going to backtrack on his comments? Oh, we're not going to do digital releases? He saw how much
That's some real shit.
Yeah, but the movie just made a ton of money.
Yeah, but there's I haven't read the article yet, but there's a headline that, here, let me see if I can pull it up, that we have for Screencast. Sources say, so this is a Hollywood Reporter, sources say that Trolls 2 top voice stars, including Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick, were not informed ahead of the announcement that the film would be arriving on demand early. Now the stars' reps are asking for them to get paid.
I don't know what that means.
That means that, like...
Do they usually get paid after it releases on...
No. I think legally... There's a bunch of laws and stuff that, like, movies are super complicated in the sense that, like...
It's a union, too, so...
I mean, but what I'm saying is, like, what was the X-Men movie that, like, keeps getting pushed? The New Mutants?
Yeah.
Keeps getting pushed and isn't just being put out because, like, contractually, they're obligated to... put it out in theaters. So there are like legal obligations that they have to keep to, and if they get broken, there's going to be like financial things. Like they might have to pay some sort of penalty fee for some of the actors depending on their contracts. So like this, I don't think this is exactly over with Universal. Like,
yeah, Yeah, but
I'm very curious to see how they handle it.
money I can't imagine seeing the money that you made from doing a digital release, right? And then being like, oh, let's add a middleman to this. Like when you realize that this was the domino falling, where we did this thing and it worked out really, really well for us. Why do we need the middle guy? So now is a good time to invest in a home theater system because if things do start now. But this thing's not going away. COVID's not going away, right? So after,
I mean, life will go back to normal, and
in a year,
I think like no,
yeah,
less than that.
people are going to be scared to go out, like in terms of like go to a movie theater because
Sure,
until there's a vaccine. Oh, sure, but at that point, the fat lady would have already sung. How long can AMC stay afloat? Realistically,
that's true. That is a concerning thing. But the thing is. I don't know. That is a concerning thing, and like AMC going down because it is the biggest movie theater chain will affect stuff.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the one thing, and then like, Fast and the Furious 9. Imagine if they just did a digital release of it.
Fuck, I really hope they don't do that. That would break my heart.
That'd be awesome.
No, it wouldn't. You're an idiot, and I hate you.
Go to Tim's. You get the same thing.
It's not the same thing though.
It's
not. No, dude. The really heartbreaking thing is I hope they figure out. I mean, granted, thankfully we have a year, but I really hope they figure this out before Fast 9 comes out or F9 or whatever it's called. Because like I want to watch that shit in fucking Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
Like Tim's Dolby Atmos theater, which isn't even completed yet, will not be as good as the actual Dolby Atmos theater. Like the projector is prettier, the audio system works better. Like these are facts.
Well, see, I mean, I could, again, with Fast 9, you know how well that would do on digital release? And then that would be a huge fuck you to...
It's $1 billion movie. Like, it's going to do well, like, in theaters. Like, for sure, it's going to do well. Maybe next year, the fears will still affect it a little bit, but I don't know. It's
ballsy of AMC to do that, though, because imagine if they did do that, how much money they're losing out on. Like if they're like, okay, fine, like you just said it. Yeah, it's you'd make billions in theaters. Now you don't have that revenue that you were counting on coming in.
Yeah.
Ballsy.
It's certainly very interesting. Like I feel like it's a bold move for Universal to make that sort of statement, and the response makes a lot of sense from AMC, and I would not be surprised if other theater chains like Century or Cinemark is I think the
owners of Century and
if Cinemark puts out a similar statement. Now it's been a week and they haven't, so that's interesting.
They're not dumb. Now imagine if they do the Fast and the Fast and Furious what is it, 9? F9? Which one is it?
Yeah, F9.
I don't know. I've never seen any of these movies.
Really? Oh, you're fucked up. They're great.
But imagine,
I'm not even joking. They are a lot of fun.
I hear a lot about them. I couldn't care less.
You should check them out.
Maybe in quarantine. But imagine if Fast 9 comes out and you can only go to Cinemark, and now Cinemark's making a ton of money. They opened a bottle. I can't believe they opened.
But here's the thing: if it's also being released at home, that's a big chunk of people that are just going to be like, oh, I'll watch it at home.
Yeah, but if you don't have another theater to compete with, you're still going to be making the money. Like, you're not really going to be losing anything.
I don't know. This is some shit that's never been done. Like,
it's exciting.
Also, it's not exciting because,
exciting.
Like, best case scenario, this all gets resolved and, like, we fucking miss F9 in the damn theaters. That's heartbreaking.
This makes me want to invest in my Bowers & Wilkins speakers a lot faster.
Oh my God. I don't want that. This breaks my heart.
I'm sorry, Kev.
Nah, it's all right.
I apologize. By the way, I don't know if you saw this next video on the article. I'll pull it up right now for the people watching. Muscle sensors may let you control a drone by clenching your fist. Okay, it is going. MIT at C-Sale, researchers have developed a control method, Conduct a Bot. That's weird. Conduct a Bot that uses muscle sensors and motion detection for natural robot control. Algorithms detect gestures using both your movement as well as your activity on your biceps, forearms, and triceps. You can now wave your hand, clench your fist, and even tense your arm to steer the bot. The system doesn't need environmental cues, offline calibration, or per person training that could you could just start using it. In other words, is what they're saying. So CSAIL's tech isn't ready for a real world use. A Parabot Bebop 2 drone responded to 80% of the 1,500 gestures. It's really promising on what they're doing, but now that you depend on a vital situation, scientists intend to refine the technology through including the option of more custom and more. Was that
commercial use? Is basically what they're saying, right? It's not ready for commercial use.
No, yeah, it's not. The commercial use or
anything serious, vital.
Yeah, well, commercial use, and then also I'm sure eventually we're gonna get the actual consumer use as well. Because that would be cool. I mean, look at this. This is dope.
No, it's really cool. It's interesting because I feel like this technology isn't super new, where it's like, right?
No, I feel like
they sell a little toy, and granted, this is a much, much dumbed down version. They sell a Star Wars toy that you put on, right? It's like a little crown you wear, and then you're supposed to use the Force to make the ball go up and down. And it's got little...
yeah, that's mind stuff, though. This is actual physical, like...
But what I'm saying is, like, I imagine the technology is similar. I guess so. This is tracking motion?
Yeah. Your actual
I'm not super impressed by this.
muscle response. I mean, it's cool. I mean, just the fact to see that you're flying a drone just by going like, you know.
But what is the appeal of flying a drone with just your arm instead of like a controller?
It's cool technology, Kevin, and that's what that's why we have the Fever here on Tech Fever, is because shit like this is really, really cool. What can it be used for? I don't know. Maybe when Iron Man suits are a thing, you can send off all these drones and you control them right there.
Okay, all right. You fucking got me. I mean, I didn't think about the Iron Man aspect of it. It's there. You're right.
And you could control these things while you're flying. It would be cool. It would be super cool. So, I mean, really consumer use.
Won me over, you piece of shit.
Consumer use, probably not super viable.
Sure.
But I would be interested to see what. I mean, it just looks rad, in my opinion.
It does look rad. It's interesting. I didn't like it at first, but Iron Man use makes total sense. I'm in.
So yeah, that's what the folks at MIT are working on over there. And speaking of drones, UPS will use drones to deliver prescriptions to retirees in Florida. Residents of the largest retirement community in the U.S. will soon have the option to have their drug prescriptions deliver them partly by air. Starting this May, UPS and CVS plan to use autonomous drones to shuttle medicine to people in the villages, Florida, giving them a high-tech way to practice social distancing. As it has been done in the past, UPS will use Manternet M2 quadcopters to deliver the prescriptions. I should have pulled that up. Quadcopters. It's a quadcopter. You know what a quadcopter looked like?
Yeah. It's got 4 fans on there.
Yeah. At first, the aircraft will drop off the orders at a pickup location with a human driver on the ground, moving them the rest of the way. Which, honestly, this headline's super misleading because it's basically
it seems like the opposite of what you want to do, right? The person should drive up there and be like, "Hey, I'm in the porch. I'm gonna drive this little drone over," or just at this point, like, what? Maybe it's a person that's in the retirement home already.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean? I think that might be what it is, because these old guys are gonna go out onto the golf course and pick up these prescriptions from this drone. They don't even know what it is. They'd be terrified.
I wish this technology was a little further along, because I feel like right now would have been the perfect time for Amazon to be like, hey, we're actually gonna try this, and people would have been really excited and super like, yeah, we get a drone and do this. So it's just unfortunate that like the technology isn't where we need it to be for the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's approximately 135,000 people that are going to be in this program. Makes sense for the old people because they're so in danger with everything that's going on right now.
Sure. It's very dangerous for them.
But yeah, there's the quadcopter, you fucks. That's what it looks like.
I haven't pulled up too.
Seen one of those?
The UPS package in it looks really cool. Do you
Yeah,
think
man.
it drops it and has a little like parachute that pops out?
It's so awesome.
I
I
can't
hope
imagine
it
that
does.
is back the case, but that would be really cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be like on the
But
arm,
no,
like
there's no reason for that to be the case.
it's
I'm
fine.
sure that
Over
drops the package.
retire community, and it's all these parachutes. You just see them. That'd be awesome. I like
What's
that.
that, Bill?
I like that picture.
Pills.
It's my pill. It's my heart medication.
Yeah.
So
But it's cool. It's a smart use of it.
well, and this is essentially the pilot program, right? Where it's basically Amazon kind of played around with it.
I wish it was someone bigger doing it, though.
Hey, I mean, if they're kind of looking at doing this, I'm sure Amazon's looking at something like this and being like I said, this thing's not going away in the next year. So they can easily be looking at this and like, maybe we should start revamping that program again. So it could be to the point to where, instead of having your packages stolen, they drop it right off in your backyard.
I don't see it happen. It's too late. They fucked it up.
Oh, UPS is doing it. CVS, who would have thought? A little update on the Apple press briefing that happened. Apple updated the 13-inch MacBook Pro. There's really no difference besides they fixed the keyboard. That's the long and short of it. So bad. I hated the butterfly keyboard. That is the worst keyboard out there. Was that when Apple tried to do this butterfly shit?
Sure.
Unacceptable. It just felt so mushy, and it just there's no tactileness to it. And if you look at the 16-inch MacBooks, which are out already, the Pros, they have the old keyboard or the old new keyboard, which it just feels so much better. But yeah, essentially, honestly, nothing's really changed.
So I'm sorry. Is it a new design or it's using the old design?
It's like an old new. It's the old design, but
it's
tweaked. Yeah, it's tweaked and has better, tactileness to it and better response to where it doesn't fail as much. But they were so. This is the issue with Apple. They're so concerned with everything looking so sleek and like slim. Then you sacrifice something like a keyboard, which is so vital to a laptop.
Yeah.
It's like, but the screens are beautiful, but the thing that you interact with is terrible. And it's frustrating. I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm glad I've been waiting for this. I actually, a couple years ago, I wanted to get a MacBook and I held off because I was like, I'm not buying that keyboard. And I was actually looking into like gaming keyboards because I love a tactile keyboard.
But why a MacBook, Why?
They're so good, Kevin. They're so good. Like MacBooks are amazing. They last forever. Like they really don't slow down that much.
Last a really long time. Paula's still using her super old MacBook.
Yeah, and they don't slow down like a PC. Like I expect the PC I bought to like start slowing down eventually. Like not any
keep it clean. You know what I mean? Go in there, delete stuff that you don't need.
Delete the
maybe
cookies,
reset it a couple
browser
times.
history. But
there's just a lot you can do. You just got to know how to do it.
The prices start at $1,300 and go up to $1,800, and then obviously there's the 16-inch models which go into like the 4,000s, but there is a lot more spec'd out. So that's cool. I'm super happy that they fixed it. There is really no difference. Like I said, I think there's a slight update to the display. That's about it. So just wanted to touch on that because I know that was big news. So a lot of people talking about it. I'm gonna skip this next article and I'm gonna go to the basically topic of the show, the article I really want to talk about.
You don't gotta tell people you're skipping articles. You can just skip an article.
I'm gonna do it.
And this is the topic of the show. You think?
Yeah, I mean, this is fascinating.
I mean, is it fascinating? All right, so man, they got unidentified.
All right, here we go. Don't spoil it. So
I already did.
The Pentagon officially releases UFO footage. Which has been around for a while. This footage has been out and leaked for a while, but they basically confirm that, yes, these are Navy videos that are out there right now, that Navy officers and air pilots have taken these videos. It is confirmed. It is from these were classified and then leaked. So we saw these in like 2012, 2007, and 2017, all three of these videos, and now the Pentagon's officially going, hey, like
some real shit.
This is real video. Now, they don't say it's aliens, or they don't say like...
Right. No. It is, in fact, an unidentified...
Look how that thing moves. Look how that thing moves.
It is a UFO. They don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
They still don't know. Dumb bastards.
They know. You know, you gotta imagine they know. But look at that thing. Look at
know.
how
That's
that
the
thing
whole
moves.
point. Otherwise, they'd be like, "Oh yes, aliens," you know.
I don't think they tell us.
But they're showing us the video.
Yeah, but they're like, oh yeah, these are like.
It's on there. Like, I don't know what this is. Fucking weird. This is some scary shit, guys.
So I'm surprised about. But look at that, man. Look at how that thing moves.
That's rad.
Not so much that one, but
I'm scared. I'm real scared.
The reason this is on Tech Fever is because it's cool. We're gonna see aliens eventually.
I don't like it. Why is this happening?
Because one of them's from 2007. Like nothing moves like that in 2007. Like there weren't really like drones like the way there are drones now.
I mean, it's too big to be a drone.
Yeah, I mean it's massive.
We're fucked, man. They're coming.
You think aliens have been here?
I don't know that. Yeah, maybe. You know, I don't think it matters.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Well, because like they haven't killed us, so if they have been here, it seems like they've been cool. So, all right. What are we gonna do?
I mean, space tech, right? There's space tech out there. Apparently, don't know what that is. That's space tech.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Space tech.
Yeah, space tech. What do you mean by space tech?
I mean, we're eventually. I mean, the article I skipped.
Space tech exists.
Yes.
If there are aliens.
Yeah, I mean, which is crazy because we can get to that point. We can get to the point to where we can have those cool ships. I mean, right now, again, the article I just skipped. I'm gonna talk about it.
What's the quote that like any sufficiently advanced technology will seem like magic to someone, like to a lesser.
I don't know that quote. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a famous. I can't remember who said it, but it doesn't matter. But it's a quote saying that like at a certain point, advanced technology will seem to magic to us. And it's like, yeah, it'd be cool if they could come down, share a little bit of their magic with us. You know what I mean?
I know. I want their magic. I want their magic all around this earth.
I'll do anything for it. You know, put any tentacle you want in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, that's the magic. That's how you make the magic. But with the article I skipped, right? Basically, all these companies are going to be preparing to send people to the moon. Again, and actually step foot on the moon.
About the article?
I don't know. I should have released them. I thought you were gonna have more to say on the alien thing, but Kevin doesn't care about aliens.
I'm talking about the alien thing.
Yeah, you don't want to get in my conspiracy theory bubble. I get it.
No, all I'm saying is it doesn't matter. Like, cool, if their aliens exist, great. I hope they don't want to kill us, because if they want to kill us, they're gonna kill us. You know what I mean? They are so much more advanced than we will ever be. Because, well, I mean, not ever be, but like. Right now, it doesn't look like we're ever going to get to the point where we can go interstellar, and they would have to be interstellar.
You know Elon Musk is going to get us there.
Huh?
I said Elon Musk is going to get us there.
That bastard's crazy.
After he liberates the USA.
Soon these shingles will be in every house. Where are these shingles? You know what I mean? Where are they?
These driverless taxis are going to be everywhere by 2021.
San Francisco, now they're fucked.
Yeah. But where was I going with that? Oh, interesting theory. Now that we're just on aliens, though, have you heard the theory where it's like after the nuke went off, they like started finding interest in us because they're like, oh shit, they split the atom. This is an issue.
I mean, there's like every really good, great, what is it? Like sci-fi, like show or like story with like aliens is always like once they figure out how to like do light speed ship like engines, like they get invited into like cool like groups, right? What like with
cool groups? Well,
like Star Trek, the Federation came to exist because we figured out light speed, and the Romulans, no. What are Spock people? Vulcans. Vulcans were like, oh, hey, congratulations, get in the club. So, like, that's their rule. Like, if any civilization figures out how to get to light speed, they're going to bump into someone and they're going to have problems. Might as well bring them in the club.
Oh, is that the rule? It's like Fight Club?
Yeah, exactly. Once you know about it, you're in.
Well, Kevin, that's the news. You had a review for us today. Or not, a review. Something to talk
about some products that I bought.
So, here we go.
So, one of the things that I've been experiencing working from home is that when I'm sitting here running all the shows, I don't feel comfortable leaving the desk because I need to know, is there a new time code I got to put on? Is there something I have to switch? But like, I often have to pee or want to get up for the dog. plenty of reasons to get up. This particular computer that I bought or that we built, doesn't matter. This
Bought and built.
computer, huh?
I said bought and built.
Well, no, this is actually a Dell pre-built one, but that doesn't matter. That's why, like, it was a custom job. It was great. This computer's fantastic. If you've got the budget to spend an obscene amount of money on it, a computer, then yeah, sure. A project build is totally fine. Anyways, doesn't matter. But it doesn't have Bluetooth because I was like, I'm not gonna need Bluetooth. So I then had to buy a Bluetooth transmitter, which is this little guy, the Avantri, yeah. And holy shit, I am so impressed with it. The range that I have is I can be from one side of my house to the opposite side. So we're talking easily 45 feet through an obscene amount of walls.
Yeah, that's impressive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls, some of which are upwards of 8-inch thick, which I like with my wireless headphones, with the Jabra headphones that I have, usually 2 or 3 walls will cause a lot of interference, but I can be on the second floor and be like, oh, hey, a package just got delivered to the garage, run outside, go into the garage, and still be hearing everything. It is phenomenal. There are some minor issues with it where there is a tiny delay, which if you're watching a movie would not bother you. Like you would not notice. No, you wouldn't notice it. It's tiny. We're talking about maybe a quarter or an eighth of a second. But if you're talking into a mic that also has your audio, oh man, it takes some getting used to learn how to ignore your tiny echo. Also, it can switch between transmitting and receiving mode. I haven't played with the receiving mode. I've had no need for it. It also has an HD version or a low latency version. I mostly use the low latency to try to alleviate the off audio. Another component that I had to bring in to make this little setup that I put together work is my headphones. As a standard thing that Kind of Funny does when you get hired there is we buy you a pair of Audio Technicas. What are the M50s?
Yeah, these are M50s.
Yeah. What is that? M50X. Mm-hmm. Just because we like them and they're like the standard. That way everyone has the same kind of audio experience. And if someone's like hearing something, the idea is we all have the same audio profile, right?
Yeah.
So I found this cool little attachment that just slides in and locks in to the side here that totally works. It turns my normal headphones into wireless ones. I think it's like $30.
Yeah, so $35.95 on Amazon.
Right. In the time that, like, since we bought these headphones, Audio Technica now sells a Bluetooth version. I think it's the ATH 50s XBT is what they're called, I think.
I'll look it up.
M50s, yeah. And so you don't have to do this workaround, but we own now 9 pairs of these headphones. So if I wanted to make them into Bluetooth headphones, this is an easy solution that's not too expensive.
Audio Technica M50. They're M50s with Bluetooth, so it's M50XBT.
There it is. All right. Yeah, the Bluetooth works really good. I've used it for music and podcasts, and there's no problem there. Again, I know it's a very specific thing, but if you have these headphones, which I love, turning them into wireless. Also, this company, if you click on the actual company, you can see the name is right up below the title of. Yeah, there it goes. You can click and see their other products. They sell a bunch of different headphone attachments to turn your non-Bluetooth headphones into Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, the Bose.
And the battery life lasts like a shocking amount. I don't have exact numbers, but I want to say it's over 5 hours. I certainly, when I was painting this floor, I had the headphones on and I was listening to podcasts for a long time, and they seem to charge really quickly.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if you have Audio Technicas out there and you were like, man, I really want to get the Bluetooth ones, I'm going to save up. You don't necessarily have to save up. You can buy a $35.
Are 180 and I believe
It's about the same price, but you don't have
if you
to
buy
then.
them separately, the two pieces separately. But if you already have the Audio Technica headphones, this attachment is only $35.
I imagine the Bluetooth Audio Technicums come with a cord, right?
A wire. Yeah, they do. So they switch over.
Okay. Because I got to actually invest some for us here at Chiptooth Gaming. I mean, play everything.
The wireless, the Bluetooth transmitter though, it's insane how the range is just
that's great.
So
range.
Much bigger than anything I've ever had. I think on there it says something like 150 feet without anything blocking it, which is absurd.
Did you look into it before you bought, or were you just kind of impulse buy?
No, I looked into it pretty heavily, and like this was the one that, well, actually the one that was being recommended by a lot of different sources was no longer being made, and this is like the newer version of that.
Okay.
Yeah, but my main concern was range and latency, and like this hit with both. Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Very exciting to be able to pee while like being aware of what's going on with audio or with the stream itself.
I'm gonna keep that in mind, just because I do have a couple headphones laying around that aren't Bluetooth. Very smart. Trying to get some deals of the day here. I'm gonna have a review next week of the Logitech. That Logitech, was it G915 keyboard? So far, phenomenal. I'll give you an in-depth review next week if you.
Does that have the programmable side buttons that can be used with the Stream Deck?
Unfortunately, it's not Stream Deck compatible. That's the upsetting part. But it does have the G keys where they're macro keys, and it has macro keys, and then it has those keys where you can program them to different things. But you can't do it through Elgato's software, which is.
That's a bummer.
It's upsetting because I did on the K95 Corsair one, but again, Corsair is the same company as Elgato, so that makes sense why they would kind of integrate it there. So that is the bummer that I lost that, but it's completely wireless. It's a gaming mouse. It feels phenomenal, or gaming keyboard. Super low latency. I'm impressed with it, but again, I'll go into depth with that next week. Hitting you with some deals. I know the Apple Watch Series 5, the 40 millimeter right now at Target and Costco at the moment is $299. So really, really great steal there if you're trying to cop a Apple Watch. Again, Apple stuff typically doesn't go on sale a whole lot. And then let me...
Real quick, a deal that doesn't exist anymore, but I want to just talk about it for a second. I don't know what that was.
Something fall?
Yeah, no, I think Paul is doing something in the oven.
At the oven.
The Google Home, the original Google Home, the taller one. I don't even remember. Does that have a sub name? Is that just Google Home?
No, Google Home. That's the original Google Home.
Yeah. So that was on sale for $30 at Target. It's retails for $100. It's no longer available at any of my local Targets, and I doubt that it's available in any of the ones. But $30 is a hell of a steal. Now, I know that there's some people probably thinking, why would you want to have that? That has a significantly better speaker than the minis. The audio is a lot fuller.
Yeah, it would be a great time to cop that. Open box as well. So this is the big thing I kind of want to pimp out. Check if you're in the States or Canada and you have a Best Buy near you. Check their website for open box. Check it because you can get some great deals. I'm gonna let you in on this tip. If there's a 77-inch OLED open box at a Best Buy, it is like $2,000 for the 77-inch. If you're out there trying to cop a deal,
that's absurd. That's insane.
So that's $5,000 off.
Jesus goddamn crap.
So great time to grab one of those. So just keep an eye on your local Best Buy on some of these OLED sales. You can definitely cop a great deal. That's pretty much my deals for the day. Not a whole lot of deals going on, especially on the computer side, since those are in demand. Of course, they're not going to go on sale. That's another thing I was going to talk about with the LG Samsung debacle going on, with them expecting to take a huge hit on home theater stuff. I'm sure those are going to go on great sale, right away, because they want to sell those. So on the new stuff, I'm sure if you keep an eye out in the next month or so, there's going to be some pretty good deals on those as well if you're looking to cop one of the newer models.
That's actually a note I wanted to include too. When all of this shit, like, companies are going to need to make as much money as they can in the next several months to compensate for sale numbers or, low sale numbers.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's going to be a lot of really, really crazy deals where they're going to be not making anywhere near as much as they were originally, but like the incentive to get people to buy stuff is going to be really heavy. So I imagine deals are going to be pretty crazy in the future.
Yes. So keep an eye out for that. Man, I am so excited, Kevin. I got, for the next couple shows, I got something to review, and they're really cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. Very excited. I'll even have a little video. And yeah, I mean, I'm Mike Doherty. I've been your host. You can follow me at Cheeks_Junior on Twitter to stay up to date on when we're going to go, when we record the show. If you want to send in questions, you can tweet them at me, or you can send them into TechFeverPodcast@gmail.com. You can follow, again, please subscribe on audio services, leave a review, rate it. It helps us get in the algorithm. Thank you. We have a very strong audio support so far, so I'd like to keep that growing. I like for you to subscribe. Please leave a review. It really helps us out. And again, on YouTube, leave a comment down below. Get in the conversation. What do you think about all this? Is there any cool tech that you found? I want to know about it. I want to hear about it because me and Kevin want to try it out. So let me know in the comments down below if you've been playing around with any new tech that you'd like to talk about. You can follow Kevin over at Kind of Funny Kevin. You can catch him on Screencast every week over at youtube.com/kindoffunny. What day is it this week?
Ooh, we did it Monday and I wasn't on the show.
I feel like that show is a different day every week.
Well, I mean, our schedule moves around quite a bit because of like we're trying to be more dynamic and go with the flow.
Yeah.
So
catch him every week. Go over there. Just check up every day over at kindoffunny.com.
I'm not gonna watch that shit live. There's nothing. There's no advantages to that,
Does it go? When's the post though? Post the same time?
That's interesting. It depends. Okay. It posts the day after. Just on Friday, it'll be up.
Friday, every Friday, something will be there Friday. So go check it out over there. Give Kevin a follow. Until next time, this is Tech Fever. This is Kevin Coello. I'm Mike Doherty. I'm trying out different outros.
This is Kevin Coello, is what you just said.
Yeah, that's Kevin Coello, right there.
No, well, that's Kevin Coello. If you say this is Kevin, it's like me saying this is Mikey. That doesn't make any sense.
This is Kevin Coello. That is Mike Doherty. And Lord. I got the fever.
Let me say I got the fever.
How do you want me to kick it to you? I'm trying to figure out this outro.
Let me just jump in. I'm kidding. We got it.